Hi, this is a run-through of the British Journal of Photography. I think the title changed slightly. It was a photographic annual at one point, but this is a run-through of the 60s and 70s. I've got a few like 1980s somewhere as well, but these are the ones I found. Now, I've already put them straight out of order. I got the 1962 one. This format was obviously early on. 1961, I think, had the same format. 1963 as well. And there were no colour photos in these. So, well, a few, obviously the adverts, but that's about it. And a lot of it's just full of technical information, lots of pictures, very nice pictures, but still vast amounts of equipment that probably be very hard to find. In fact, probably impossible to find. Well, there's some of the photos there. But I love it as a snapshot of the time. They're absolutely brilliant. Of course, sometimes you think, sometimes I know some of the people, sometimes not. Some of them obviously famous people, some I think, but really quite lovely photos all the way through it. But a lot in this, certainly 1960s, early 1960s, this sort of thing. I mean, lots of technical information that I have absolutely no idea what it's all about. Stock sulfide solutions, all the various details there. But that's 1962. It did change. 1964, now I don't have a wraparound for this one, pity, but I don't. And they still had some of the technical information, but you've still got, now you've got a bit more colour in this. Black and white, you've got there, and then colour. So it's great to see the adverts. Also, of course, all the various cameras, and I don't know if it, no, it doesn't put the prices or anything, but it puts obviously details. But it's full of just some, now a lot of the photos are all around the world. There's quite a lot that are British ones as well. So it's really quite nice as a snapshot of just a whole range of different photos and some really impressive ones. Unfortunately, they changed the format. In the early ones, it seems they put a lot of details at the actual on the photo. Now they put the photo details at the back. Now, I know who he is. See, Terence Stamp. This is the 1964 one. And obviously it gives the name of the photographer. I think that's Noel Coward, isn't it? I might be wrong. I think it is. And again, some more photos there. So there's lots of great photos. Now it's predominantly black and white, all these ones. In fact, I can't just flicking through. I can't see any colour at that point. But I'm certain some do have colour later on. They do. And you've still got all these sort of details. So you've got the filters, colour balance and things. So you've got colour temperatures. And again, lots and lots of details. Now, this sort of material sort of slowly but surely disappeared. So this sort of 1964 period, there was a lot of that sort of detail. Less and less as it got into the like 1970s. Obviously, back in 65, that's what they were interested in pushing in this book. I suspect that there were other books that came out that included that sort of detail, so they didn't need to do it. Now, this is 65. Now, you can see this one does have a wraparound, which is very nice. And again, it has got some colour. The colour is where they put the adverts. See, the adverts are the colour bits, so that's what I meant. Again, some more there. And you can see, obviously, there, motion pictures and TV. Don't know what films they were. Who knows? And obviously some more adverts there. But the actual photos, a lot of technical information again at the front here. Negative materials, characteristics for black and white photography. All good stuff. Black and white still photography. Black and white, there's a lot of detail. But let's go to the actual photos. Now, what they also did, this sort of section was really quite nice. I love this. I mean, wow. Woodbury types as book illustrations. I mean, really quite nice sort of thing. And there's also some very early photographs there. Oh, this one is France, Vanishing Africa. Got obviously sections that they discussed there. Then you've got like, showing obviously pictures that they'd used, 1958, 1960, the changes there. And again, some lovely photos there. There's, say, a mix of British ones as well as obviously ones that are abroad. It's just absolutely, but unfortunately it doesn't give any real details, particularly other than the name, which is nice. But the details at the back, so you can find it does actually give details, but it's a bit of a search to look for that. I mean, that sort of photo, just absolutely. Now, I'm not going to show every single photo in this book, but you can see the general idea thing. But this sort of thing. So Ansel Adams, you've got nice sort of biographies as well, details about notes on exposure. Again, lots of information about film. Let's just put that over there, otherwise they'll all crash down on me at some point. This one's 1966, and you can see the format slightly changing. Obviously a lovely grainy shot there on the front. And again, you've still got all the adverts, Canon cameras. Again, doesn't say the prices. It's got lots of details about. I guess people would go in the shops, find out the prices. And you've got British photography there. You also, of course, Vietnam. I assume that is. Yes, Vietnam. It would have been weird if it had been anywhere else. And Inbury there. You can see. Now, they put some great ones. And unfortunately, they often say this about a book or something. And you think, oh, great. Find out about that book. And you go online, look for that book. Impossible. There just doesn't see, obviously, photo books from the 1960s. Quite a lot of them, obviously, are very hard to find. Fortunately, many of the obviously publishers have brought out other books, obviously the photographers, and obviously been superseded. But still, some of the early ones, you think, oh, it'd be great to get those, but very hard. And if you do find them, some of the really early ones, it can be like £200, £300. I mean, look at that one, St Paul's. Now, this is 1941, so they're not all obviously 1965, but obviously a fair amount. Look at that. Really, I don't think I've ever actually seen. This is the great thing about these books, these photographic ones, that quite often that sort of book picture you just don't see generally. I've never seen a book of like all the scenes around St Paul's during the war. You always get the standard stock photos that they always show, but not that one. And again, American elections. So it does cover a whole range of things. So it's a fascinating snapshot into the period. I just love these old black and white ones. And there's another there, and many, and then you get into the technical section at the back. Now that's getting smaller and smaller. Each time it's getting colour photography, so things obviously clearly were changing at that point. Previous ones, obviously a lot of black and white, now colour photography. Now I don't know if they dropped it, maybe they sort of cut back on this sort of thing, but black and white negative, so there's a little bit of that. Black and white still photography, but clearly noticeable. It's a bit sort of less photography in space. So even that is sort of changing. You can see again that sections at the back, things like the moon there. I mean, just absolutely brilliant. And also some still made from televised transmission of, outside obviously spacecraft. This one is it's out of order. Always the way I put them in order and then they're out of order. 1967. This one, great. Now the thing about these books is when you get it, obviously when it says 1967, it means all the photos from 1966 or 65, etc. But 67, they're not photos from 67. Though it never actually gives the details of the dates particularly. Oh, I might be saying that incorrectly. The back, if you look through the back, again, it's actually quite hard to find the details of where it sort of lists the details of the photographers, etc. and information about it. Wish they'd put it with the actual thing. And you can see the details there. But again, not giving any sort of like the dates. Edward Muybridge. Absolutely lovely photos there. Absolutely super impressive. But they had these lovely. William England. Again, some of these, they often discuss books in here. And you think, oh, I must go and find out more. And some you can find books about. But a lot of these early books sometimes are not the easiest to find. Again, obviously some lovely ones over there. Texas, obviously, there. Dorothea Lange. And, lovely motor racing ones there. Some of the people I know, some of the people I don't. Jim Clark, the name is familiar. John Curtis, I've heard of him. American Soldier on Leave. And birthday parade for a president there. And so on. Just lots of, images of the lost. Again, some of these ones I think come from certain books as well. And then let's get to the actual, after a few of these sections, they changed it. Each year they seem to have a slightly different format. They went for one where they had lots of sections, then they put the sections at the back. So it's not always consistent how it's done. Striptease one there, I don't know where that was. Soho, that's Soho. Soho's Principal. Now, unfortunately, they didn't put many pictures. I love books about sort of London 60s, Soho and all that sort of thing. And you just think, and there's only 2 pages, unfortunately. And again, you've got lots of obviously essays about, but less and less of the technical information. You've got some technical information, of course, at the back. The procedures, I have no idea. It's all mystical arts as far as I'm concerned. Colour photography, again, British black and white, still photography, and note to beginners on well, I would definitely be classified as a beginner. I have no idea. This one looks lovely. Actually, this is probably the first one that starts to look in the style that I always associate more with the 60s, that sort of style. that sort of later 60s style. And so you can see it's clearly changing there. But inside the content is still much the same. You've still got all the sort of technical section. You've got also the photography. It's very odd, but still, it's good the way I've done it. There's more adverts at the start. Single lens reflex, Canon, obviously familiar. Now, 1968 picture section. And some, again, unfortunately, don't give that many, and that one doesn't even give the details of the photographers. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Maybe there was a section at the start, obviously there, Benjamin Britten. Now, sometimes they actually also give the details about the actual photograph, but not always. It's very inconsistent, unfortunately. It would have been nice if they'd been a bit more consistent on this. And you've got here, obviously says, preceding pages 42 43 photographed in Hong Kong, which again would have been nicer if it had been included. But still, nothing wrong with that, of course. Oh, I know who. So again, they don't put her name. Of course, everyone knows Twiggy. No idea who she is. This other woman here. Maybe she was a famous model at the time. I do not know. And oh, look at that lovely one there. Obviously the car, the rain coming down. Been a bit like the last couple of days here, unfortunately. And Enoch Power. And also Ezra Pound, full of some absolutely stunning pictures all the way through. And this is like 1968, or obviously 1967, as always. Now, the technical section, about the same as previous years. And you've got this one, 1969. So obviously we're getting near the end of the 60s. And you can see obviously some more adverts and some colour. Again, no colour really in the actual photos, but some obviously lovely photographs all the same. Again, unfortunately, not that much sort of giving me details, etc. about the, there, I don't know, that one, obviously a lovely, there, Paul Gordon, gives the photographer's name, Paul Gordon again. Obviously, sometimes you get a run of sort of photos by, oh, lovely solarisation effect there, Bill Carter, lovely grainy shot there as well. Some really beautiful photos all the way through, but again, no colour, not much, which is odd. Then they got like another section. Oh, look at that. This is one thing I love. Frank Habich, I can't say his name, just got a book of his, the one of the 1960s London, just full of some great pictures. But this one, weirdly, Tottenham Court Road Station is a pity. I love that shot, just looking up. Now, I assume that entrance now, or exit, has completely gone. So that view is, you probably obviously still could probably look upwards and do that, but obviously that thing. And also there, Lincoln Street. Don't know where Lincoln Street is, but still, I'm certain it's around somewhere in London. King's Road, I suspect, that sort of area. No idea. Also feature articles again, and this time, who's in the feature article? You've got Compendium of Photographic History, and I love that. Look at that, Photographic Almanac, 1860. Now that sort of crams in a lot of information. That is a lot of information. I don't even know what it is. Oh, it's all the meetings of societies. Wow, there's a lot of meetings. And more details and things. But again, you can see the format is slightly changed. Also, the paper is obviously slightly glossy, whereas before it was a sort of matte. And again, actually less and less of the technical information, which of course maybe people liked or just didn't like. I don't know. I guess that's what happened. They changed it. You can see definitely less and less of the tables appearing, and then more adverts at the back. This one is into 1970, I hope, if I got the right order. If I haven't, then I haven't got the right order. The sharp one, obviously, you got some. Again, this is just, you just feel the changes, the pictures, all the various people. Again, lovely, great photo. Again, not. Yeah, still all in black and white. Predominantly all the photos are in black and white. It's a great one there. There of Cream. Just absolutely glorious. Then I've no idea who he is. Is that... I'm not certain. Not going to give a name, unfortunately, because I don't know. But again, lots and lots of pictures, obviously, of various birds and things, but also of people obviously dancing, as well as the Olympics. I assume that sort of period, I'm not certain the years of the Olympics. Was there Olympics in 68? 70? I don't know. No idea. Also lots of science ones. You've got, again, some other photos there, and it gives some details, a bit of a biography there, which is quite nice. That sometimes they didn't do. It would have been nice if you had a little bit more biography about that. Yeah. And also I love this one, the microscopic photography. They're always fascinating. So you see, I have no idea what that is. What's it say? Oh, spray-dried phenol resin, quite a bit. Oh, some crystals, of course. Yeah, look at that lovely crystal photo. Always fascinating to see those. You can see really quite a jumble there. And again, another one of lovely bit of London. Where is this? This is, oh no, it's obviously got there, Matador, Covent Garden. I know that's what I was looking for. And you got there, again, probably a book that was available at the time. Always very hard to say, or maybe an exhibition, I don't know. But still great to see the pictures of Covent Garden. I mean, look at that. Just lovely scenes of Covent Garden. All very, probably that side bit is probably still there, I assume. Obviously, all the scenes at the side here probably are not. But you could probably go down to Soho and put, obviously, a comparison. Hasn't changed that much, I'm certain. Look, oh, they've changed it again. Keep changing the format. And also, I love these ones. These are always fascinating. The breakdowns, sort of showing it all sort of taken apart. That's about the first time I've seen that. And again, oh, Man on the Moon. So you've got some lovely sections. And of course, big clue, 1970, 1969. Of course, first Man on the Moon. And then student photography as well. Oh, that's a lovely one, isn't it? That's quite impressive. Then into 1971. Well, that's a nice impressive cover. So obviously got a nice glossy there. And you can see on the back there. Again, I don't think it's still in black and white. Obviously, black and white was what they wanted to go with. Like I said, the adverts are in colour. Not even saying that. The adverts this time are in black and white. Very odd. Keep varying. And they did vary it. They put different... Oh, Barbara Hepworth there. Look at that. Oh, I think that's brilliant as well. So again, lots of pictures, obviously all around the world, but still a fair amount in the UK. And obviously saying that straight away, Rome. Again, unfortunately doesn't give the details. Of course, it's Rome. Everyone knows that's obviously one of the forums. Don't know which forum that is. Forum of Trajan, probably. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? That's obviously UK. I love that. Oh, look at that up there. Beautiful. You can see all the artwork up there. Is that? There must be. And then you've got some articles at the back. And I love this. Feature articles. Gives details, obviously, there. And again, 1901 this time. Photographic. Again, this format, brown sort of format. Oh, I think that's Bristol. Yeah, I think it's Bristol. Yes, Bristol. So you've got some lovely photos of Bristol there as well. Practical lens testing. All very useful stuff, of course. And again, another breakdown of the camera. Now it's changing. Again, I'm certain. I thought there must be some with colours. I started saying, oh, there's going to be some colour in it. And to be honest, they're all black and white. It's weird how you get a perception that there's some colour in some. And then when you go through them doing something like this, and it doesn't seem to be actually much colour at all. All black and white, which I don't mind. I love black and white photography, perfectly reasonable. Doesn't have to be in, again, absolutely glorious there. Again, little bits, just gives the name some. Sometimes it doesn't seem to, or you have to, it's in a different section. Again, some sports, obviously there. No idea. Obviously some details there. Great artwork there, photography. Oh, some beaches, no idea where. That's always the thing with quickly looking through a book like this, you sort of like thinking, oh, I'll say that. Where is it? See, that must be the UK. Maybe completely wrong. Golf there. Oh, this one was withdrawn. I love a little stamp. Put a thing. When they put it on the front, they could have put it on. Normally put it in the sort of right at the front of it. Obviously, you can see it's a withdrawn library book, but there it says withdrawn there. And again, you've got lots of great things, but unfortunately, no details. No details. It's probably around somewhere. Sort of search for. Oh, that's lovely. That's. Oh, where's that? That's lovely, isn't it? That's absolutely glorious. And photography, natural world, lots of great essays again. And again, you can see it's changing the format. This one, milestones in TV and lighting. Lots of behind the scenes there. And again, mysterious. Oh, where's that? Not mysterious Britain. That doesn't look like Britain at all. Tokyo there. And many student section again. You've got a lovely student section at the back. So again, this format is changing. This is 1972. Then into 1973. The colours, the covers are looking quite impressive. But again, no, absolutely amazing. Lots of other photographic books had some colour, I'm quite certain. They couldn't have all been black and white. I always thought they were a bit more colour than that, but still, obviously I was completely wrong. And I will admit that. And again, you can see all the fashions changing as well. Now, who's that? No idea. Oh, Gene Shrimpton there. Is that Gene Shrimpton? Okay. Maybe that's on another page. Again, lots of the fashion models and various people, and also some people that I recognise and some people I do not recognise. John Hedges there, looking obviously very, very muddy on that day. Oh, very dramatic. And, let's go for a, don't know who they are. John Walsh, that's Eve Arnold. Again, that obviously is the UK. There's sometimes some of the pictures, there was like David Hockney, those sort of artists are in here as well. Of course, when you're flicking through the pages, always, sometimes you never come across them when you're looking for it. Again, photographic history, which is always good. Mutual influence in painting and photography. And they again sections in the back. So you've got Tony Ray Jones, quite often mentions again, like I say, books and those sorts of things. Oh, got a bit more technical information at the back. And then, that's come back in again, lots of information. This one's got a weird cover, so if I drop this book, it's because it's got a slightly odd film on this. I don't know why. Not so. Hope it's not dangerous. I'm certain it's not. And obviously, again, some more adverts there. And then into the pictures. Again, still black and white. Quite amazing. It must have been when it hit in the 80s that there was more colour. Obviously, back in the 70s, it was black. Andre Previn there. But again, they never give the details. So unless you know that person's that or where that location is. Now, I'm quite certain people say, that's somewhere. I don't know where it is. But it's great. You see all the buildings and things. Look at that. Some of these. That's a great photograph. Look at you. I don't think if you were going out taking a photograph, I would do something very similar. You just have to do that sort of shot, didn't you? Going downwards like that. It's just like, wow, that is a great, great shot. Oh, wow. Yeah, we've won. It had to be one. A colour photo. Wow. That slipped through somewhere along. That's Robert Vente. There can't be many others because so far I'm not finding many in this, but it's still absolutely great books. I love these ones. Some of these again, lots of just photographs of scenes and places. And the world, of course, completely different. One thing when you go through these, I remember sort of seeing that world where you look through the various things like that, and I worked in a car plant like that, exactly like that, actually, with all the various equipment, and I was doing the computing side. But it's all these sort of things. And I suppose some of the places you could probably near enough film now. I mean, that sort of corridor, that probably no different. That light switch there, all those sort of things, probably much the same. But you can tell when you look at the old photographs, there's no computers in it, no flat screen TVs, no what's the name. There's the whole world that's changed. And it's quite noticeable when you look through these ones. And again, I love these ones, these lovely shots. I love that sort of stuff. Just great photographs there. And this one looks good. Tommy Steele. Still photography and show business. You've got obviously there some great, I think that's obviously a slight advert there. And don't know where the other pictures were coming from. Again, some more technical information. Look, obviously photography there, astronomical. And Cinerec, and again, going fairly thin section at the back, really noticeably dropped down in size. That back bit. What's on the back? I don't know. And this one's 1975. I've nearly run through the whole lot. This is 75. You can see it's changing again. The style, the fashions are changing. And that's the thing that's fascinating when you look through these books. Again, you've got there, Patterson. And some of these companies I have no idea about. You can see again the fashions and the clothes and everything, the way, or just something like that. Lovely windswept scene there. Again, not giving any, there's details obviously there. Poet Basil Bunting. Have to admit, don't know him. Just look at that, just a lovely, and does it say, that's Keith Sandman. Couldn't tell you where that actually was taken, but it's still obviously a Pope there, or some other scenes there. Obviously a railway there, and lots of things. That's a sort of, obviously, oh, look at that. That's really nicely done. The way they've sort of focused on the house, and you've got that sort of faded away at the background there. And this one, oh, that's weird. That's surreal. Look at that. Just the photos there. The way they've done that. Obviously some process to create some different design. Oh, I love that very chilly scene there. And that's, wow, and again, some lovely essays in the back. Don't know who these people are. Again, compendium of photographic history there, part 7. We've got some pictures there. And this one, look at that. Beautiful biological photography, a way of life. Just stunning, stunning photographs. And again, lots of other essays, camera and lenses. And again, a little bit section again, a bit smaller as we go through it. There was no, like the colour. It's weird, isn't it? Sometimes there's colour, sometimes is there colour in here? No, all black and white. It looks like all black and white. Again, some lovely adverts there of the period, which are always fascinating. I love that front. That's quite a weird front cover, isn't it? Now that's in colour, of course, but it's got some very dramatic photography there. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's lovely. That is pretty impressive. Stunning one there. Oh, obviously that's a film set or something, or one of these. Oh no, it's not. It must be a sort of people obviously going to look at something there. Gun, OK Corral or something, I guess. And again, I don't know if that's an actor or. No, maybe not. I don't know. Just no idea. Terrible. But they are just fascinating. Just a fascinating snapshot of that period. And that's what I think of all these books. And also like some of the, you know, the right. It's just a pity they don't put the people's names or the dates. It would have been great if they put like this is 19 exactly where it's May's or the location. Because obviously that could be anywhere. It could be Spain, Italy. I don't know. It's very hard to tell. Well, that looks good. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that house there. Obviously, windswept. It looks out. I assume it looks out to sea. I don't know. It's hard to tell. And this one, probably, I don't know. Ireland. I'm guessing. And again, lots of lovely little essays at the back. And, well, that's quite lovely. Oh, that Mississippi, obviously there. River. And, oh, that's quite a massive long list. Oh, that's quite good. Well, you've got all the books. Various books obviously coming. All magazines. No, that's American Institute of Graphic Arts, American Society of Cinematographers, all the various magazines. I wonder, but some probably still going. Maybe not the same location. Again, some technical information. And finally, going through it, I wonder if there's going to be any colour in here. After saying that there's some colour. Maybe the colour is all in the other books I've got. All the ones that sort of not the British Journal ones. No, all still in black and white. How weird. But anyway, 1978. Obviously, again, 1977. You can see I've got one missing. 1977. Blurry photographs there. Palm trees. Oh, colour. So obviously, clearly by 78, 79, that sort of period, colour was kicking in a bit, but not much. Obviously, some American ones there. That's clearly not UK. Oh, look at that one. I love that. These were always quite fascinating. Telephone boxes. Just a single telephone box, just with the light on, and you've got nothing around it. Oh, some more colour. So definitely more colour. It's obviously it was kicking in at that point. And some more colour. Wow. And obviously Campari there. Is it Campari? It is Campari, isn't it? Yes. Guinness as well. Some absolutely lovely pics there. And some, obviously, again, some lovely old... That one is the stereo photography. So obviously some fascinating little articles there. Obviously some cameras. Again, the technical information, obviously lots and lots of all the various magazines and books and things available. But not much, again, technical information back. It's obviously really trimmed down by that point. So that is a run-through of my various books of the British Journal ones. I have got other ones. And I thought I had some years. And the trouble is quite a lot of these books have very similar names. So if you go and search online, people put, obviously on eBay or wherever, and you go and look at one, you think, oh, that must be XYZ. And sometimes you have to be very careful when you order them, because you can find that suddenly the Journal of Photography is not the same as the British Journal of Photography or the Journal of, there was lots of various titles, a very photographic annual. So you have to be definitely very careful when you order them. And some don't, of course, don't include the covers. So you then look at it and think, is that the same as another one? It's always tricky to purchase them. But still, I hope you found this of interest. Please put some comments. What sort of thing, what books do you collect any of these photographic ones? Have you got like the photogram ones, or there's ones like Israeli photography one, there's American photography one. Notice loads of different ones around Europe, and probably many that I've never heard of. It'd be fascinating to know, have you got any of these annuals? The ones like, is there a French annual, a sort of similar series as this? It'd be fascinating to know. Or Italian one, or Spanish series of photographic books. Was there a series of those? Also, any of those Australian ones, New Zealand ones. There must be similar sort of things. These, again, like I say, are a mix. So it's not just purely UK, but there's a fair amount of just basic UK. So it's quite nice to get, obviously, more general ones, as well as, of course, ones that are actually showing more the sort of British side of photography, which is great. But I really genuinely love them. I was just going through this, was so surprised by the fact that there were so few that had colouring. I don't know why I got an impression that there was more than that with colour, but I was obviously clearly totally wrong. And only when you start looking at them, do you actually spot that they're not colour. They're all black and white. Not anything wrong with it, because I think black and white looks amazing. And actually, it's been a joy just going through this set of books again for myself. Because I do pick these up and look through them occasionally, but also just running through them now, it's been just great seeing lots of these photos again. Anyway, hope you found this of interest. Bye.